Hey everyone, and welcome back. So if this is the first time you're watching this type of video on my channel, well basically, instead of doing a traditional review, what I sometimes do is I will condense the footage of a game that I've streamed, giving you pretty much an overview of the gameplay as well as my first impressions as I was playing through the game. And after that condensed section, I'll be returning to give you my overall score of the game based on my impressions of the stream and also of playing the game afterwards. So I hope you all enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like button as you're watching the video and drop any comments down below. So, shall we start with Asterix or Obelix? I feel like I want to start with Obelix. Let's be honest, growing up, he was my favorite. Now we're switching DJ to Asterix and Obelix Slap Them All, which is a beat 'em up, but with the characters from the Asterix and Obelix cartoon / comics. Like I know them more from the comics, but I also know them from the cartoons, because we here in Quebec we get a lot of the cartoons, especially around Christmas. Like pretty much every year we get the. I'm gonna start. Yeah. So it's basically Y, and then you can switch to X's. I mean, so far the system seems pretty simple. You can pick them up, you can throw them around. But honestly, animations are good. I feel like, so far the feeling is pretty decent. Now, I'm not sure why they have you choose a character at the beginning, because apparently we can switch at any time, yeah. I wanted to try that out, but yeah, you can just switch at any time, so not sure why they have you, like, I guess they need to make you pick which character you want to start with, but it feels like a little useless since you can just swap at any time. Oh yeah, so Asterix is a lot quicker. Well, lot. Like, you can still say he's significantly quicker, or he feels at least. You want one of the Asterix and Obelix games? I would say start with this one. The other ones are sort of bad. Like, honestly, if you're asking me, I really didn't like the other Asterix and Obelix games. They're 3D adventure games, the other one. And Asterix and Obelix just fits as a beat 'em up. So if you want to play any of the games, just pick this one up. It's the best one, in my opinion. Like, it's the best Asterix and Obelix game we ever got. Still gonna switch back, because we're not gonna take a risk.
There must be a nest of them nearby. Let's clear the air.
Still, Asterix grab here seems insanely powerful. Like, it just clears everyone. Like, look at this. Just grab a dude by the leg and, like, whip him around. So, it does seem like grabbing in this game is sort of easy mode. Okay, I'm getting, like, wrecked here by spears. Like, just a tiny bit annoying. So let's just chuck people around. I don't want to deal with, like, getting chucked spears at from the other end of the map. Like, I'm not sure what coins are for, if it's just for points. I should check if there's a map. If there's I wanted a menu, but there is not. Unless it's on the minus button. So it seems like just a straightforward beat 'em up. But like I said, if you're a fan of Asterix and Obelix, I can definitely see, like, having tons of fun with this game. And co-op would definitely be a thing. Like, personally, playing alone tonight. But if I could grab, like, one of my kids, have them play as the other character, seems like a fun time. Oh, I got it. We're supposed to climb. That is a little not obvious. So we're probably going to do another level or two here for the next, like, what? Like 10 minutes or so? And then I think we're gonna start dialing it up, like, turning it off for the night. But Like I said, I'm going to be testing out Nightbot a little bit once we're done. So if anyone wants to stick around and help me test just a fake giveaway, I would greatly appreciate that once we are done the gameplay. Another pretty short level. We'll do one more. We'll do one more level. Like, the only reason he feels less powerful is because he doesn't have that crazy throw that ASTERIX has.
Weird. It's not even my birthday. Oh no, going so soon. This way.
He has a different throw, but it just doesn't, like, it's still OP. It just doesn't feel as crazy as ASTERIX is. Like, he chucks them, like, in a straight line like that. It's just that ASTERIX just clears the screen, man, like, one shot. So, like I said, it's a good game. Like, I would say it's a good game. It just, the combat system is a little shallow. If you want my honest opinion so far, the combat system just feels a tiny bit shallow because, I mean, overall, as you can see, I'm pretty much doing the same exact move over and over again, and it's pretty much dealing with everyone. And, like, there's zero reason to switch it up.
Get over here, you.
I do feel, however, that now I took, like, way too much damage from those charging horses, which were just annoying. Yeah, exactly. It's grindy, but it's still fun. Like, it's fun if you want, like, just a fun adventure beat 'em up where combat, it feels a little shallow, but it's fun. So based now on my overall experience with ASTERIX and OBELIX, Slap Them All, I'll actually be giving two separate scores. Now, I've done this a couple of times in the past, but I think this game really deserves a score based on a player who is familiar with the characters and a different score for the people who are not familiar with these characters. So if I start with the score for someone who is totally unfamiliar with the ASTERIX and OBELIX series, I would be giving this game a 6, putting it at the low end of a decent game. Now, unfortunately, even though the production value on the graphics are very high, unfortunately, the combat system is just a little bit shallow and repetitive, meaning that if we compare it to some other beat-em-ups on the system, even much cheaper ones, there are better combat systems out there. At the same time, however, I would say that the game should not be totally disregarded. For someone who's just starting out in beat-em-ups and wants a very simple system just to get into the flow of things, this can be a pretty decent game to pick up, but I would say wait till there's a bigger sale in the future. And now if we move on to someone who is familiar with ASTERIX and OBELIX, well, then I would give this game actually a 7.5, putting it at the high end of a good game. First of all, as I said in the video, if you're a fan of these characters, this is pretty much the best game we have to play so far on the Nintendo Switch. Secondly, the character designs are very honest to the originals, and the storyline that we're playing through here, you'll actually recognize if you're very familiar with the source material, playing through a lot of locations that you've seen in the different comics and movies. Now, I know this seems odd mentioning for a licensed property, but I think that the developers of this game were really going after long-term fans, and that's what they delivered on in this game. So for a fan of the ASTERIX and OBELIX series, because you'll be knowledgeable about the storylines and you'll probably enjoy way more seeing the different characters interact, your overall experience with this game is probably going to be decently higher, which is why I'm giving this a 7.5 for people who know the series. I would still, however, mention that with a regular sale price of $30 and the lowest sale price so far $23.99, I would probably still wait a little bit before picking this one up till it hits the under $20 mark. So as I said earlier in the video, if you have any comments, please drop them down below. And on the way out, don't forget that if you did like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you didn't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.